Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Barney one of the food editors at Good Food, and we're going to be making our Make Ahead Madeira gravy. As well as a few other areas of food, Christmas is my specialist subject. And if there's one thing that's going to push you over the edge on the big day, it's making gravy from scratch. So my first bit of advice is always to have a good gravy base made ahead that can simply be reheated in your roasting tray on the day. This is going to take all that last minute stress out of the Christmas lunch. This recipe also has the advantage of being vegetarian. So if you're catering for vegetarians this Christmas, you can set as much of the base aside as you need. This series is all about secret ingredients, and our gravy has a few flavour boosting ones we'll talk about. My first big bit of advice is always to have a good gravy base made ahead that you can simply reheat in your roasting tray on the day. For our gravy, you're going to need a large knob of butter. Now this is the only ingredient that stops the gravy from being vegan. So to make it vegan, use olive oil instead of butter if you want. So we've got one onion which has been finely chopped. Keep the skins if you have them. We've got 2 carrots which have been finely chopped. We've got 2 bay leaves, 1 large sprig of thyme, a tablespoon of caster sugar, 3 tablespoons of plain flour, and 1 teaspoon of yeast extract. We've got 1 teaspoon of tomato puree, 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce. Whenever I make gravy, soy is my secret ingredient. It acts as gravy browning as well as adding so much flavour to the background. And then we've got 150 millilitres of madeira. This is going to add so much depth of flavour to the gravy. But if you don't have any, port, dry sherry, red wine would also work well. Then we've got 1 litre of vegetable stock. Now if you're not bothered about this gravy being vegetarian, you could use chicken or beef, depending on what you're roasting on the big day. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some colour on our veg. So we'll heat the butter in a pan. Then we're going to add our carrots and our onions and our herbs. They're going to infuse with the veg, and we're going to cook them down really slowly. Now you can't rush this bit. You want to brown this as much as possible without actually burning it. This is where we're going to get our caramelization, and we're going to give our gravy its initial colour and flavour. So, little tip, this isn't in the recipe, this is a tip from me. If you have your onion skins, these contain loads of flavour, and they've got lots of colour to them because they're brown. So you can add them at this stage. Not essential by any means, but it's just a really nice way of not wasting the onion skins. So whenever I'm making gravy, whenever I'm making any sauces that contain onion that's going to be strained, I always add my onion skins as well. So I'm going to add those as well. I mean, look at that, right then. Can you see just how beautifully caramelised that veg has gone in like 15 minutes? So we've cooked that 15 minutes and lots of butter. It's gone all sticky. It's not burnt yet, but it's caramelised and it's beautifully browned. So the next thing we're going to do is going to add our sugar for a little bit of extra caramelisation. So we're just going to sprinkle our sugar over. We just want to dissolve that and let that go even stickier in the pan. Once the sugar's gone all sticky, we're going to scatter in our flour and we're going to cook that out until it starts to catch in the pan as well. That's going to mix with the butter in the pan to make a sort of roux, but don't worry too much about that. What we're trying to do is trying to toast the flour off here. So just trying to get this browned off nicely as well. We're going to add our tomato puree. Now whenever you're cooking with tomato puree, you want to toast this off as well. This brings the tomato puree alive. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that whenever I cook with tomato puree, I cook it off before I add any of the liquid. So it goes from having this raw tomato taste to giving it some depth of flavour. So just by toasting it and cooking it for a few minutes more, you sort of bring it alive. Great thing to do with tomato puree. So once our tomato puree is cooked out, we're going to go with our next secret ingredient, which is yeast extract. Again, from this, we're getting colour, flavour, lots of depth. Cook that down. It starts to coat everything. So as I said before, this gravy is vegetarian. What the yeast extract is going to bring is like a meatiness without actually adding any meat. Then we're going to add our balsamic for acidity, and our soy sauce. Now whenever I'm making any gravy, soy sauce is my #1 secret ingredient. It adds colour. it adds umami, which is that savouriness, and it adds depth of flavour. So it's like using gravy browning. To be honest, you don't even know it's there. I use it in all the gravies I ever make. People can't even guess that it's there. It just adds so much flavour, and it adds a really lovely colour. Now, once this has all come together into this happy sort of stickiness, this is where all that flavour is going to come from. Can you see that? It's got this sort of mixture of flour and tomato puree and all that. You've got the acidity from the balsamic vinegar, you've got the depth from the soy sauce, you've got all these things going on now, and things are starting to catch on the bottom of the pan. Now we're going to add our madeira, because we want to reduce that down. So in with the madeira. That's going to go in, that's going to bubble down. And with anything, when you're cooking with alcohol, you want to burn the alcohol off. So you want to take it from its raw state, which is like it tastes raw, it tastes of alcohol, and you just want that flavour. The way to get that flavour is to bubble it down. So now we're going to add our vegetable stock. Now we've got quite a dark vegetable stock. This is just a pre-made vegetable stock that we bought from the supermarket. We're just going to pour that in. We're going to simmer everything for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will have this beautiful vegetarian gravy. So we're going to bring that to a simmer. 10 to 15 minutes, boil down, it's going to thicken, it's going to be flavoured with all those amazing ingredients we put into it. We're going to strain it, and then our gravy base is ready to go. So our gravy's had 15 minutes. I mean, that's just had 15 minutes simmering. Can you see the thickness of that? Can you see the colour on it? I mean, it's like deep mahogany. I mean, that's absolutely beautiful. Ready to go. Ready to serve as a vegetarian gravy, ready to pour over your roast. But if you are cooking turkey, chicken, beef, you just need to pour that into the roasting tray. Once your meat comes out, you'll have an even deeper flavoured gravy. So there's nothing left to do other than straining it. So we're going to strain it into our bowl. Push against that veg, every last drop, and that's our gravy good to go. And then once it's strained, it's good to stay in the fridge happily for 3 to 4 days, I'd say, or you get well ahead, freeze it for up to 3 months. So that's our flavour-packed, make-ahead veggie gravy that's going to take all the last-minute stress out of cooking a roast. We've got a lot more content coming your way. Drop a comment below and tell us how your gravy went, or let us know which recipe you're excited to try. And of course, head over to goodfood.com or download our app for full recipes. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again next time.